Somebody will walk away with 10,000 of Rich Froning's dollars.
What does this change other than them making more money?
You know I'm angry. Like,
Are you going away from fitness? You ever had anything waxed?
Like, it looks gross.
bingo.
Okay, let's talk game season.
Don't care.
I can't climb it!
That wasn't passive aggressive. That was actually just aggressive.
Everyone I know is from Michigan.
This isn't a Canadian podcast.
My wife is from there.
I love lamp.
Rich Froning might be get on an airplane.
What'd you call me?
Can we talk about Mayhem Hunt?
We're so canceled. New set. We're on a new set.
Yeah.
New set, who dis?
Before the comments start rolling in about how I don't have facial hair and I made a big mistake shaving my beard, it's this guy's fault, and it will be back. But yes, we all shaved mustaches for Angela's wedding, and Luke decided to give himself a black eye as well. Congratulations.
Congrats, man.
Thank
you.
you.
Did it. You did it.
Did it.
Yeah.
Here I am.
You tried to
You
screw
did
it
the
up
thing.
already.
Oh, yeah.
Tried to
you
screw it up
tried.
already. She's
Immediately
already
tried
made
to.
you, take a COVID test. She's already ruling your life. It is what it is. I thought you were going to wear a mask.
I have
yeah,
to wear the
forgot.
mask. He said he
Is this
wanted
6
me.
feet?
Go give me that Equinox guard hoodie with the
Yeah.
face going. Just wear
Shameless Sitka plug. Too.
Yeah.
It was a beautiful wedding.
Thank you.
It was a beautiful
Thank
wedding.
you. Yeah, it was.
It was a beautiful wedding.
I'm sure you guys can guess that I didn't do much of the planning at all.
No, I can. Yep. I mean, because we didn't really plan even your what we would call your bachelor party.
Oh, it was dude.
we were
that's
all
perfect,
like, everybody's
yeah.
like, "What are we doing?" I'm like, "I don't know. Just going to the house.
Well, because
We're gonna shoot
Um,
shoot some things and hang out."
there was a weekend that you were out of town. Me, Tyler, and Sam just like hunting our balls off up here.
Yeah.
And we were like, "This is my bachelor week." 'Cause she was at her bachelorette weekend, and we're like, "This is my bachelor party, pretty much."
Yeah.
And like, because I was like, we can do. They were like, "You really want to have something?" I'm like, "Dude, I don't care. Like, we can all get together and like hang out whenever we want. Like, we do that every single day."
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, cool. It's cool. What we did was really fun, and I'm glad we did that.
Yeah.
But like, I wasn't like super like.
We didn't
I
do
need
it
to
like
have like a party.
Yeah, we didn't do it was nothing crazy. Like my kids were out there with us at the
But
fire.
it was good.
But it was
I mean,
fun. We had a good
I
time.
thought it was a good time. We
Hunted
all
3
kinda
times in 2 days and
Killed
three deer.
3 deer.
Coyote.
I was similar
Before
in
it
the
takes a turn, we can come back to that. We won't make it a hunting podcast to start. That's the way it happens. What should you be eating to reach your goals? The experts at RP Strength have it down to a science. Answer a few questions about your goals, activity level, and lifestyle, and the RP Diet app takes care of the rest. Get a year of nutrition help from RP Strength and RP Diet app for only $89.99 at www.rp.app/code/Froning. 2 is 1 and 1 is none. The Airwave Mayhem Hybrid Pack gives you 1 HIIT mouthpiece and 1 endurance mouthpiece in our traditional Mayhem Blue, so you're covered no matter the sport. 1 innovative technology, 2 performance-driven designs. For podcast listeners only, get the Mayhem Hybrid Pack 15% off at www.airwave.com/Froning.
Hey, actually, that's cool. Yeah, we're gonna CrossFit it today. We're gonna talk about the game season, happenings at Mayhem. Should we leave promo stuffy at the top, or we do it at the bottom of the show?
You're the boss of this show.
I just say let's do it now because
I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Because this will go out the week of Christmas. Okay, Merry Christmas, everyone.
Well, so to be the day after Christmas?
Happy Boxing Day, everyone.
What is Boxing Day?
This isn't a Canadian podcast.
Boxing Day
thought that was
is
Australian.
I think it's European.
Oh.
I think we're all wrong. It's I take it to mean that like all your shit came in boxes and now you're gonna
Either you
Put
give
your
it, take
boxes
it back
away.
to the store.
Yeah, I thought it was a like the return.
Yeah,
big
hold
return
on.
day.
Let's get the official. But keep going.
Okay, so happy Boxing Day. January's right around the corner, and yet again for a second year in a row, we're doing the January Fitness Challenge for Mayhem Athletes. So simple format: sign up. It's a 30-day free trial. Do the workouts. I'm not going to hit all these, but go for the official rules to mayhemnation.com. But you'll do your workouts, you'll log your workouts, stay consistent, and you get points for all these things, and then for posting on social. And somebody will walk away with 10,000 of Rich Froning's dollars.
I can't believe we're doing that again.
I think
It
it's great.
started in Great Britain.
Boxing Day.
Now all the Commonwealth.
As what?
Now all the Commonwealth countries do it.
As
Boxing
what?
Day.
Boxing Day, like
You take your stuff back.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, January challenge. You won't want to take that $10,000 back.
I think it's very unique. I love it.
I'm glad you do.
you can
I love giving away not my money.
You can also use code Angelo to sign up for that January Fitness Challenge.
I don't know that'll
Angelo.
get you anything. You can't get a discount on free.
Free.
What do they get, Scott?
Well, so we actually investigated this yesterday because Luke asked when we were shooting those athlete videos, and because it's free to sign up, your code, if they
Whenever
use your
they
code
when they
sign
continue
up, it's still free. But if they continue, they
then it
get a
goes to Angela.
discount.
There you go. Use
They
code
get a
Angela.
discount on their continued membership.
There it is. So you don't get it off the initial month.
You don't
but
get
after
free
that-
off of your free,
Yeah,
but
it's already free.
Well, you
get-
do, I guess.
I'm just
You
kidding.
do get free off of your free.
Free.
Yeah.
But then
Extra free. It's
if
extra
they sign
free
up
if you use-
after that, you get their money or you get my money.
I think actually this is an interesting segue.
Our money.
This is an interesting segue into a lot of people like dump on influencers. And so just like on behalf of you, I always think you're just real. You know what I mean? So like,
I appreciate a real influencer.
I do too. I do too. And I think that like when people, what just the
I
simple
wouldn't
connection.
consider Angelo though. Like when I think of influencer, there's other people that I think of.
Yes, but he didn't make it 5 minutes in the show without promoting his
Touche.
code. If we're being honest.
Touche.
So
That would qualify
but
him as influencer.
My point being, like all these athlete codes, I just want to say to people, just straight up, if you're going to buy the product anyways, especially if it gives you a discount,
Exactly.
but you're
I
going to
say this all
support
the
an
time.
athlete that you like, that you care about. It's just you're supporting Angela. It's almost like Angela's Patreon account.
I say that all the time because like if there's something that I really do want, and I'm like I'm gonna buy it anyways. I usually just, and it's like a CrossFit thing. I'll usually find somebody who has a code just to use their code because I know it helps them out and it saves me money.
Yeah.
So with that said, you could use code Angelo or you can use your favorite athlete's code.
That's right.
We have tons of athletes. Tyler, Luke.
But if you're listening to this
Who else?
podcast,
Paige. But if you're listening to this podcast and you obviously like me the most, you'll use my code. But no,
do I have a code?
Yeah.
No, dang it.
hey, it's a
I just
I
just
get it off the
paying you
top,
guys.
and
Yeah,
the
you
rest
just-
goes
That
you.
would be rad if you got
I get
just,
a little percentage off the top.
Rich
dude.
gets commission payments. He's got to pay himself.
Mhm.
Just flip it into a different bank account. So yeah, January Fitness Challenge, big deal. I don't know. I remember there used to be this big push in CrossFit where people were like, "We don't even take new members in January. I think it's stupid."
I've
Like,
never
Why
heard
would
that.
you not?
That's what I'm saying. Well, it's just like
I
trying
mean,
to
here's
prove
the
the
deal
point
is,
because
like-
you're going to start in January, but you're going to fall off.
Who cares? At least you're starting,
I
and
think so,
maybe
too.
Yeah.
maybe you keep some of them. Who cares?
Yeah.
You know, like I mean, it is very frustrating when you walk in. I remember, especially not now, but when we used to walk into like the fitness center at Tech, and everybody either right at January, right when school started back, or 2 weeks before or 6 weeks before spring break,
Yeah.
the gym is packed, and then you never see anybody else ever again. So, but hey, maybe it sticks this year.
Yeah.
You know, I've never been. Do you do New Year's challenges? New Year's.
I usually will set out some goals, but like actually it's funny.
What are those called?
Resolutions.
Resolutions.
It's funny. Angelo said something when we were talking about the Ironman, and you were saying that the more you talk about it, the easier it becomes to not do it, or something along those lines.
Yeah,
right?
so by talking about it, it releases a little bit of dopamine.
Is this from Huberman?
Yeah. You get a little bit of, it gives you that little bit of the dopamine
Angelo
response that you would have
Huberman
gotten from actually doing the task. And so it takes away like a little bit piece of you doesn't really want to do it the more you talk about it. So if I tell, 100 people about it, chance of me doing it is really low. If you tell like maybe one person, like you might stick through it, which is weird because you think it would be the opposite. Because you would think you tell somebody and you're like, man, other people know, like I don't want to be a loser now.
Speaking of that, can we talk about Leadville next year?
We can. Just one more note on that. One thing that I have done for resolutions is me and Angie have gotten in the good habit. This doesn't always happen in January, but of like setting aside a little, even if it's a staycation, like some time where it's just us and we cover all the bases, like financial, both professional, personal, whatever goals, just so you can talk it out loud, stay on the same page with your partner, and have some accountability. So it's not like telling Instagram you're going to do the Ironman and then punking out.
Yeah.
That's
different. That's different. Like setting a goal with someone. Because like
Who did that?
you're both,
there was a couple people.
because you're in the goal together instead of like, you're like saying, here, these are the things that I kind of want to do.
Yeah.
You guys are kind of like, here's the things we should do.
Yep, 100%. You said Leadville, so
Leadville.
it's very early stages. So this is a teaser,
Teaser.
but you loved
Tease 'em.
Leadville. You love Leadville,
I love Leadville. I love Leadville. I love Lamp.
and so Rich is going to do Leadville again. And what's really cool is we're working with not the race themselves, but they have a 501c3 that's
Legacy,
attached to it,
Yep.
Legacy Foundation, and there are going to be some spots available. Keep it vague. There's going to be some spots available. You guys will have to win them. What I can say is
It's almost a lottery, essentially.
This will launch on February 1st. So stay tuned, stay ready. In January, we'll start dropping some information about it. But yeah, basically the payoff will be the opportunity, and you'll still have to make the required donations, just like Rich had to do the race. But you'll get to basically be part of Team Mayhem.
Yep.
And so training
Training.
throughout
Yeah,
the
we'll have
year.
training. We'll have a group text. We'll have just kind of maybe a couple meetups, and then the biggest thing is have Dave Curtis lead us through part of the course before the race if everybody gets there early enough, and then there's some other cool stuff. So if you're not doing the CrossFit Games this year, you should join us. You can come on Saturday and then leave back and go back. I'm just kidding.
All right, headline news. It was interesting. Angel hasn't heard about this yet, and I don't know that it's even newsworthy, but it's been talked about and it's part of the Mayhem family, and so I'm interested to hear your take on it. There's this video that's been released of Roman Krenov in a Russian interview, and the translation is
basically him dumping on Guy.
Pretty unbecoming. It's like, yeah, well, it wasn't just Guy, actually. In the extended one, it was like multiple athletes, right? And I'm shocked that you haven't, actually, it's cool that you haven't heard about it, because I was going to say,
I hadn't heard about it until walking into the media office. Yeah, from what I've heard on the back end, because I haven't had a chance to talk to Roman, Jake has, and apparently the AI did not translate it correctly, so I'm interested to hear that. I don't like that. If it's true, like how if he was dumping on Guy, talking amongst athletes and other athletes, especially outside our camp, is fine. But also, if you're going to complain about other athletes doing it, then let's not do that. So I'd like to it's not really news at this point until I hear exactly what was said, which apparently Rosa was going to say. She's going to translate it, and apparently it's almost a 180 from what was said. So, I don't see that in Roman. Like, Roman's a good dude. Yeah. He does like to jokingly chirp us within and have some fun, and so maybe that's what it was. So we'll see.
It would be awesome to take random sound bites from here and AI translate them into Russian and just put them out there.
Yeah.
See who we piss off.
Or post a picture of a bear and piss off everybody in South America. Mm-hmm. No translation needed.
Already checked that box. Well, that's good to hear, because, big Roman fan, obviously huge Guy fan, and within the family, like, I just don't. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't see the need
unless,
for it.
Like I said, if it's like playful banter, just hanging out, chirping, that's fine. Like,
or if you're playing a game, you know what I mean? Like, nobody was better than Conor McGregor at getting hype and all that kind of stuff. But as far as I know, we are not yet doing a pay-per-view boxing match between Guy and Roman.
Nope.
Yeah, at such time that we are doing that, like, gloves off, let's go.
Not literally though. Gloves on.
Gloves on for the fight, but or just like tape dipped in glue and broken glass. You guys remember Kickboxer? Is that before your time?
Before my time.
Bro, go back and watch every Van Damme movie ever released. Okay, cool.
Bloodsport. That's the only one I remember.
Bloodsport was fantastic.
He throws the sand in his face.
Yes.
And he fights blindfolded.
Yeah. The original one was Kickboxer, and that's with like the glue and the broken glass, and dude, just repeats over and over of like the same punch, with like, Some people will appreciate this, and some are going to not know what the hell I'm talking about. Okay, let's talk game season.
Season. I have
we
no idea
alluded
what's
to
going
it.
on.
Well, that's good. So you guys can have some actual reactions, right?
Other than we can't pick 1 week out of the year and just stick with it.
Yeah,
I've competed anywhere from my birthday, which is July 21st, and we're going all the way to August 12th.
Yeah.
And I get you switch venues and whatever, but at least most of these events, all right, third weekend in July, fourth weekend in July, first weekend in August. Not, hey, here's a moving target, it's a dart. So that's my one critique of the whole season.
Yeah, and I don't disagree. I think not apologizing for anybody, but a change in city and venue, and I got to imagine the Dickies Arena has like things happening, right?
So I don't like it though.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, let's just start with the fact that it's Dickies Arena in Fort Worth. Like, any what's your knee jerk?
I don't love it. I've said it, but I've been vocal about it.
I mean,
even if you do 90% of the events indoors, I don't like it. But.
Yeah, I don't know. I think, I don't know if I said this on here or not, but I think everyone was like really not happy about when I went to Wisconsin, because we all liked Carson so much because it was cool, and Madison was different, and I think the idea of Carson is still cool, and the tennis stadium, like, I don't know that it'll ever be as cool as the tennis stadium, because it was like up and coming, like there was just so much that the tennis stadium holds. And I'm sure for like you guys agree with me too, because you were there during it all, and I got to watch events in there. I actually got to do an event in there, and I don't know, it's that had its own feel. Madison was also cool, maybe not quite as cool, but the Coliseum is really, really, really cool. So I think, I don't know that I like it that much, but I do think that it's going to be better than a lot of people kind of initially said.
Agreed. Like, I've got an open mind for the reason that Carson was, again, it was unique, and it was Southern
Yeah.
California and the, open air, beautiful weather, all that kind of stuff. But one of the other beauties of it was that it was a 90-second commute from tennis stadium to soccer stadium. And if you did go out to the track, it was still whatever, 5 minutes away. So I think that you'll have that. I'll be interested to see everything all self-contained in one area. And
I just want to see what they do with it, because they could be really, really cool, and then it could possibly just fall kind of flat.
Yes.
So there's I mean, but they have the potential to do something really cool.
Yeah, 100%. What
Even
about
though it is inside?
For the old schooler, if we truly don't go outdoors, to me, there's that just toughness and gritty component from back in the day that you're missing.
Yes and no. Like, the toughness and gritty there is different than California.
You mean just too brutal, too hot?
Yes. Well, it's not even the heat. It's the humidity and the...
It's not the heat that'll
get
you.
It's the humidity. But seriously.
No, seriously. I mean,
It's completely different. And
2 weeks after that.
No, like, people will say, well, if you can't handle the heat, blah, blah, blah. It's different.
It's not about that. It's not. You're not a Navy SEAL.
No, and even not handling. Like, for me, I look at. It's not that I get overheated. It's that I sweat so much and so profusely. If it's dry outside, it kind of evaporates the sweatiness. And this is an excuse, but here I can't even get to a point of pushing myself because I'm so sweaty.
Like when before the sandbags were a big thing, we used D-balls. You almost had to
do
quit the D-ball workout because you couldn't touch it anymore. It was so wet. You just slide right off it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I mean, what you guys did that rope climb workout here last year? Remember that? Towards the end of that, and it becomes dangerous. Not even like
they're looking at me. I'm on the ground. They're all kind of.
And then you're sweating all over the rope, so the rope is completely wet. You can't use it.
I can't climb it. I couldn't climb. I mean, I would grab it with my shorts were so wet. And everything, my shoes were wet. I was soaked. I couldn't climb the rope.
And so here's an annoying hot take then from like a fan's perspective. Or even when I was commentating, I remember, I think it was 2012, where the NorCal semifinal was outside, or regional, I guess we call them then. And it rained for a few heats. And so you had people doing box jumps and snatches in the rain, which was very dangerous.
Yeah.
Or they might even be doing pull-ups. And then it cleared out, and the sun beating down on it with the humidity. So
and
for those other
heats,
the
steam coming off.
But for me, like as a fan, I was like, "Oh, this is awesome."
Well, I mean, but here you go back into even the tennis stadium at the games.
Yeah.
For Murph, half the guys are in the soccer stadium. Half the guys are in the shade, and half the guys are in the sun.
But you did get to choose if you were faster in. If you were in there, that I think is kind of cool. Yeah. But I mean, but the tennis stadium,
a huge disadvantage.
Oh yeah. Like the tennis stadium though, if you're in the earlier heat, like you were in the later heat usually. The earlier heat was in the sun.
Yep.
And you were.
There was one time I was not. There was one time I was not though.
One time.
So that's a good point. Yeah. So maybe from a fairness perspective, like you can have a much more,
but it was still dark,
much more even field. Okay, cool. So
for sure, it keeps it even.
So
I don't hate. I mean, I like being in Texas, but it's
just full of Texans is the thing,
It's a good thing. I loved Carson, but it was like the CrossFit Games kind of got lost there. It was it was just another thing, right? Yeah. Madison, what was cool about Madison was the whole town almost shut down and was all 100%. CrossFit, which was very cool.
Go to Walgreens
and I really only experienced that the last year because I could kind of just I could kind of hang out versus being stressed the whole time. So I'm interested to see what happens in Fort Worth, but Fort Worth is a big city.
Without a doubt.
And it's connected to another big city.
It is.
People get very angry if you say Dallas when it's actually Fort Worth.
Yeah, they do.
Really?
They do. I think that's a local thing.
It's almost like Cookeville and Allgood where they're connected, but their city limits butt up to each other. You know? So I don't know.
Yeah, and of course there's an emotional attachment to last year. We had the campground and
I'm not camping.
Oh heck no.
Texas.
Yeah.
People are like, there is a campground close. I'm like, don't care.
But the experience of it and the way that we were able to activate, we don't have insight yet on like what we'll be able to do, but I will miss that. Like no matter what, that vibe is kind of irreplaceable of having the RV park there and whatnot. But like we said, open mind. Let's put Fort Worth to bed. Talk about qualification. And so the biggest change, I guess for individuals and teams will be 25% of the field moves on to quarters.
How do the guys behind the camera feel about that? Because that affects you
hang
guys.
on. Say that again.
25% of the field will move on to quarters. So last year it was
10.
Oh.
Yeah.
And so
you have to try even less in the open.
Yeah, that's true.
Actually, yeah, start there. So like theoretically your performance for a top athlete, it's almost like a mail-in.
That's fine though. The Open, I love the Open as a community event. I hate it as the athletes putting so much into it and the outside putting in so much to the athletes of the workouts that are very low skill, just kind of workouts. So
what does this change other than them making more money?
Bingo.
That's the that's the large call out.
Like, I mean,
that's what everybody's angry about, which I mean, heck, but there's people that want to be a part of that next quarterfinal and really, so what? You know,
but they usually make them pretty hard. Like, they make them pretty hard. You think about some of the top 10%, like I know people at the gym who their goal is to qualify for quarterfinals, and they get to quarterfinals. There are a lot of workouts that they either can't do or really, really, really struggle through. Now you're going to add 15% of people. I mean,
let them.
All right. Yeah, I mean, whatever.
He dies. He dies.
And I think well, the component that probably maybe you can, but I don't think most of us could speak. I certainly can't speak to it because one, Mayhem's a different organization, and two,
the amount of people the amount of
workouts that you're going to have to facilitate.
Yeah, but it also gives you another kind of community type thing to do. You know, like I think the Open is good for gyms if they don't make the workouts too complicated. But like he's saying, to make the quarterfinals, the correct people going to semifinals, the workouts do need to be a little bit more advanced. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see after this year. I think it is a cool kind of community event, a community kind of get together. And is there a longer time to do the quarterfinal workouts now or something? Is it now like a week maybe?
That I don't know.
Okay, if I'm being honest. That. Does anybody remember that? Is it quarterfinals a week or a weekend now, or what is it?
Is it the same time?
It's still, I think, like 5 days maybe.
Okay.
No. It's 5 workouts, 3 days, right?
Okay.
Yeah, it's like 2, 2, and 1.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be a nightmare for most affiliates.
Yeah.
But
when did it?
Don't do it.
Yeah.
So
Scott, I was say Scott brought a good point. It's a
Scott, you can speak.
There's a lot more people going to quarterfinals, but they're cutting the field in that make it to semifinals.
Yeah. It is weird, but it doesn't. I don't think it affects anything. I mean, adding the people to quarterfinals changes nothing to the people who go to semifinals for the most part, and then cutting the semifinal field down only really affects like the people. I don't want to say only, but mostly affects the people who their goal is to make it to semifinals. Ben, can I use you as an example? Like your goal this year was to make semifinals, or last year to make semifinals. You're one of the people this would affect more than like Roman.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I think what I thought about immediately was like how Alex Vigneault got that penalty and he dropped to 57th. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's like if that rule was last year, Alex Vigneault wouldn't have went to the CrossFit Games.
Yeah.
Not that I mean I don't really, and I still think like the fittest guys are the games. I don't really think cutting it to 40 matters.
I guess entirely. It does put a little more pressure on the judging in quarterfinals, I would say, because something like that could happen. Like that happened. You hear that story everywhere.
Yeah.
Someone getting a judging error and then they either come close to missing semifinals or they do miss semifinals. So, yeah, I guess it puts pressure on the judging.
Biggest problem I've seen people talk about is that there's going to be more people in quarters. And remember last year, all those judging, like trying to like, verify the videos, because sometimes depending on the workout, people far down the leaderboard can do well in certain workouts. So how far down are you going to be able to go, and how many people are going to, how many people will it take to review those videos?
Yeah, true. Way more videos to review.
I think that's...
I mean, if it's CrossFit, then I'm sure they have all this planned out really well.
Sorry, I know I was supposed to laugh. I know I was supposed to be serious and like make a serious joke. I couldn't.
So,
gosh. I didn't think about that. The extra video reviews, that adds a layer to it, like the biggest layer to it, I believe.
What do you guys think about that? What level on the leaderboard do you need to review videos?
Everyone that qualifies.
Everyone that qualifies.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
Yeah.
From open to
no. I mean, I'm saying if you have a qualifying spot if you're the top,
every video
top 100 in each workout needs to be reviewed.
I think anyone who makes it to semifinals needs every video reviewed. Yeah. And then if you have something that drops you out, then you need to review that person that gets filled in. Yeah. Every single video. I don't know.
I would say each workout.
Yeah,
each workout, 100. Top 100 from each workout, and then that will mostly cover. And then once you qualify, every one of your videos has to be verified.
Yeah.
It's a lot of videos to review.
It is.
And there's
It
not.
is.
I don't think there's a huge team doing it. Do you guys know? I mean, I know
I think there's 6.
6 people.
I'm kidding. I made that up. That's completely pulled that out of nowhere. I'm lying.
They're utilizing the same AI that Roman used to translate his Russian to English. Before we move on, do you have a favorite? So you joked about it, but it's true. Like, we've been through multiple formats. Like, oftentimes it feels like we're changing format to format from year to year. Is there one like it went? Once upon a time you signed up for regionals and you made it or you didn't. Then there was open
like
sectionals, regionals games.
I thought you liked the sanctionals.
I like the sanctionals, honestly. I think they're
sanctionals or sectionals, like back in 2010.
Sanctionals. 2019.
2019. I didn't. It needed to be cleaned up a little bit. More kind of like a PGA style where you could do multiple events and qualify, like maybe the top 3 from each, and if those people had already qualified, you take the next, whatever it is. I think the only winning a sanctional was bad. I think having multiple ways to qualify was cool. I think for athletes, hey, we can go do 2 or 3 events, maybe make a little extra money.
Maybe this programming isn't perfect for me. This one I can help me get in.
I wish, like I said, this is perfect world. I don't think the programming, there was enough oversight on programming because you look at some of them and, pardon my French, but they were hammered dog shit of workouts. And there were some really good ones. There were some, so I think there was less oversight. That could have been a really cool thing. Yeah. I don't know how.
Because you think about it, if you are playing golf, you may do bad on one course or just have a bad weekend and then do good on a different course. But at least the courses are all pretty close to the same, as in like the grass is pretty good. Like, you're not going to go play in some weed field. Right. Like, you're
and I think it was cool back then. It was, you could
obviously you're not a golfer.
You could kind of, the events could make some money. You could have different sponsors. And, it was just cool. I thought it was it was a little bit of Wild West. And there definitely could have been more oversight. I actually hate the whole everybody doing the same workouts.
Yeah.
I hate it. You're watching the same freaking workouts multiple weekends.
I know it. I still hold the line on that.
There's some standards.
You can't compare weekend to weekend. It's just, I hate it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I guess the argument to that would hold water was back before it evolved was when, like, you had sectionals. And some sectionals were like so clearly biased towards like, this guy's got a max deadlift and a power workout.
There was no oversight,
workout.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there needs to be some type of committee that looks at the programming for each of the sectionals or whatever we call it, sanctionals. It's so confusing. But, I don't know. I did not like last year watching 60 people do the same boring workouts over and over again.
Yeah, my other pro same workout. You're right. Like, week to week is not the same, but they're competing only against each other, so they have the same amount of time to pro practice. But for a sport that's already difficult to follow,
I get
you're trying to bring in like the masses. It's an already difficult to follow sport, and so by having at least at this level of competition they do these workouts versus if you go here and in Shanghai you do this, and if you're here you do that.
You know what they could do? Broadcast the first workout every day, or the cool workouts.
Yeah.
At each.
Remember last year they didn't do that.
That's right.
Sorry.
That's right.
And they had to do it on the podcast. They had to do the live podcast and film
it. I wonder how much of that was in the context of trying to get broadcast partnerships, because obviously if like ESPN comes on, they're not going to be like, oh yeah, put it on your YouTube too. Yeah. They're going to be like, nah, dog, like we're going to broadcast these exclusively, and people can go to the website for the shit that we don't want.
I'm just beating a dead horse at this point. But I mean, I just thought it was cool as an athlete, from an athlete perspective, and I'm only strictly speaking from an athlete perspective, and as running an event, like when we did the Classic, we could do some things a little bit more than you can at regionals. You can because we could sell like pieces to we only had we only had room for 200 and something people to come in, but we sold spots on the broadcast, and you could make some money, and the athletes made some money, and it was cool for everybody. And we did some cool things, took them off site.
Yeah, you can do
I feel like
events.
It was pretty well balanced. There was a couple things we could have done a little bit different to make it even better. But so I mean, almost be really cool to run our own event for first responders or something like that too.
That would be cool, man. Gosh, if that opportunity comes available, let's jump on it.
Can I touch on something? Are you going to change the subject, or are we kind of talking about the same?
We'll go to the next one whenever you're ready. You're a newly married man.
You
got to find your freedom
We'll let
again.
you be in charge since you've not been in charge for the last week.
The last week.
Yep.
Take those things out of the purse, man. Just be yourself.
The thing that I thought about this even more, and you say this all the time.
Yeah, dude.
How tired I am of seeing the same 1-rep maxes at every freaking competition. They did snatch and clean and jerk at Dubai. I think it was one attempt.
Oh, Dubai.
I think it was one attempt. I just
A jumps and sit up. I didn't even watch any of the competition. I know. And then they did sit ups with a kettlebell where you had to stand up or something like that.
I did see. I think I saw Jorge practicing that, but I didn't see them.
It's just so yuck.
Like,
sorry.
I think there is a time and a place for like the max snatch and the max clean and jerk and even any other maxes. But I was even talking to Luke the other day. I was like, if you go out there and you do like, I don't know how you're going to do it, but it needs to be, the reason I was thinking is like the workout that you did at the Mayhem Classic.
Oh, with 275 squat clean.
You're going to get the strongest guy.
Total of one.
Yeah, you're going to probably get the strongest guy. Like if you do like 5 snatches, 225, 5 at 245, 5 at 265.
Yeah, I mean, here's the deal. I
love
love CrossFit and I love the methodology, but we're not the strongest people.
No.
So you make us look dumb against Olympic lifters. I think 1-rep max lift, why not just do some type of I think ladders are cool. Yes. They're more spectator friendly. I hate 1-rep.
A 1-rep max could be done every few years, like we did it 5 years ago. We're gonna do
even running a 5K or a 4.8K. Like our times, like it's just you're opening up more room for criticism on the athletes. Like
when it could be. I couldn't disagree more, and here's why. What we're saying is not that you're the strongest. Like that's actually always the confusion. Like people are like, oh, okay, this is the strongest athletes in the world. Like no, they're the fittest athletes in the world. And that's why you got to show the different ends of the spectrum. And I'm not saying it always has to be a 1-rep max.
Yeah.
But I think within that context, to be able to say, look, this dude can snatch 305 and also run really fast, except in triple threes. Like it's
306.
It shows the diversity. So like that again, somebody who's and listen, this is over time kind of spread out, but it used to have this beautiful interplay with the gym as well, because ultimately trying to get people to get more fit. We think fitness is this thing. You can do pull-ups and you can do heavy lifts and you can run far and you can run fast. That's why I love it, is that you can, in one event, like you can legitimize that claim of fittest on earth.
Yeah. You know what would be really cool?
Like
what would be really cool? I was just thinking about this while you're saying that, about talking about like putting up against specialists basically, is like have an event where you have CrossFitters, triathletes, and strongmen or Olympic lifters, whatever you want it to be.
Run a
and
mile.
You go a 1-rep max back squat, run. 1-rep max deadlift, run. 1-rep max shoulder press, run. Bike. 1-rep max shoulder press, swim. Whatever,
I got one better.
A triathlon with the CrossFit total in it is what I'm trying to say. Sorry.
Swim. The hard one would be trying to snatch with wet hands, but you go snatch, 30 snatches at 135. Bike, 30 clean and jerks at 135. Run.
30 muscle ups.
Yeah, something gymnastic.
Yeah. There you go.
I mean, I can tell you who's probably going to win. Definitely not the triathlete or the strongman or the power lifter. I just don't think that they're going to win.
Yeah.
Or even like 10 snatches at 185.
Yeah.
10 clean and jerks at 225, and then 20 muscle ups. Or something.
Yeah, just because that would paint the best picture. I think like you've had
in a single event.
In a single event.
Yeah.
Like
you could do high rocks. Sorry, just kidding.
The thing, I don't like to do that. I wouldn't want them obviously to do that, because triathletes don't train for that. Strongmen or powerlifters don't train for that. So like, it's almost like a toot your own horn kind of thing. But like that's, I don't know.
But ironically, it would prove the point.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you'd be like, well, what do we train for? Well, we do CrossFit. Train to be
what is the
not just passable, but actually very good at all these things.
Yeah.
It's the same reason you say like
jack of all trades, master of none.
Yeah, because you make the same argument on the other end. That like, why run a 5K? We're gonna look like a bunch of jackasses when like a high school kid could beat the hell out of you.
Yeah.
Middle school kid.
I think that's why you combine them into one event.
Yeah,
just my opinion.
Even just like a 5K into one.
CrossFit Games, just like we'll be here on Saturday for the one event.
No, I'm just saying like at the games, the event you could.
Yeah, instead of making it the single modality where like everyone can say, oh, look at how slow. these guys
which
are.
we've done, but I think those events are cooler. And I'm also speaking from a fan perspective. I'm tired of watching people do 1 rep maxes.
I'm tired.
I don't like it.
Well, and listen, this
And
is
so
what,
I'm saying, like, all right, start with 185, do 30 snatches, run a 5K, and do 30 clean and jerks at 225 is a cooler event to
Really
me
cool event.
than a 1 rep max. And guess what? You're going to have the best athlete still win that workout because they're cardio proficient, whatever you want to call it. Their aerobic capacity is really good, but they're also strong. So,
and we're
but
going
you
down,
also
we're
have
going
to
down a
find-
rabbit hole here.
But you also have to find the right balance to where one is not outweighed
Yeah.
to the other.
Yeah.
Because that's the hard part, and that's the beauty in the programming.
Yeah. So what you're saying, like, it would be a better CrossFit Games if every event was
Not
mixed
better,
modality.
No, I just think
but-
if you had a couple that instead of the single modalities all the time, because we do a bunch of single modalities at the games.
This is almost strictly from a fan perspective, not if you're finding the
it's more so
fittest,
from
like,
a fan perspective from outside of
yeah,
CrossFit.
yeah.
If you're a fan in CrossFit, who cares? Like, you're like, oh man, they ran
I like
a 5K,
CrossFit,
they're
yeah,
pretty
yeah.
fast.
Well, and I don't know that he's like publicly stated this, but I think that Bill and Katie with the Rogue event,
Yeah, they do.
that's
a
what
good
they're
job.
going for. They're like,
Yeah.
hey, let's make some badass events.
Yeah, yeah.
Fun
It's
to
more
watch.
of a spectator friendly event, and then you made me lose my train of thought, Ben, with you raising your hand in the back. Yeah, no, I'm also just kind of being a jerk.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
I mean, your opinion is
Totally
valid. You've been in the sport for what, 3 years?
Couple,
Yeah.
4, I think. Go ahead, Ben.
Do you like the workout at the ranch with the 7K, and then whoever finishes first has the most time to rest for the deadlift?
Yeah,
That's kind of
Yeah.
cool.
yeah.
a
Pays to be
version like
pays to be a
that?
winner,
Pays to be a
basically.
winner.
Yeah, that style of stuff I think is cool. Is that your question, Ben, or do you have another question?
No, I have something to say. I kind of agree with Ro a little bit on the. I feel like you have to test the strength part.
You do.
But
test
here's
the
what I don't
strength
like.
part.
Here's what I don't like. I'm like a little bit with you too. I don't think they should test one Ollie lift. You know what I mean? Because you've got guys that can probably deadlift 600 pounds, bench, 350, and yada yada yada. But they can only clean and jerk like 350. You know what I mean? But then you got some guys who can clean and jerk 365, but they can only deadlift 500 pounds. So I think it's cool. Like when they did the total at quarterfinals, the bench, squat, clean,
I don't think
overhead
so.
squat.
I
You
still
don't like
think
that? I think that's awesome.
I still
Like when
don't
you
think
test,
so.
you
I mean,
test
it's
more than
better.
one because
It's
you
better.
can
It's
better.
hide some.
I would
And,
agree.
and by
It's
the way,
better.
we have a whole season, right? So
Yeah.
it could happen in quarters or it could happen in
Yeah.
semis.
Yeah,
So, like, I'm not saying
I'm
it has to be.
exactly-
I'm not saying it has to be at every stage.
I'm
but
mostly
somewhere in
speaking
this,
from a spectator event. It's boring to watch 1 rep maxes.
Yeah.
I'm tired of watching 1 rep
Yeah.
maxes.
It was cool.
some were cool that when you guys did overhead
5
squat
times.
and you went for like you swing for the fences. Like
Missed it.
there's moments that come from that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, but that
Yeah,
was a
like
one-off kind of thing. Almost.
Oh.
Like the overhead
He's
squat.
going for
Never mind. The overhead squat was kind of a one-off thing. Like the sandbag clean was kind of a one-off thing. Like those are kind of cool. But we've seen clean and jerk or snatch almost at. I mean, they did it at semifinals and then they did it at the games. Like,
I get that.
I'll die on this hill. As a team, a single modality event is the dumbest thing ever.
yeah.
As a
Like-
team, for a team
Like
event.
what do you mean?
Like a run a 5K, and hey, we got to wait on the
exactly.
slowest person.
Yeah.
I mean, and I get, hey, there's workouts, and it should be some of the workouts you should expose somebody
Yeah.
on the team and test the whole team. But it also, I don't like single modalities for teams
No.
whatsoever.
That could be cool with. Yeah, we go
Yeah.
we go
we
down
can
all those
rabbit.
rabbit
We can rabbit hole some programming. But
But hear what you guys are saying, and the other challenge of it is just kind of like put a bow on it for me is the clean and jerk and the snatch. Correct, like. When I watch the games, like I thought the sandbag clean was awesome,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah,
thought it
sandbag
was
clean was
going
cool.
to suck when they unveiled it. I was like, oh,
Yep.
"This is stupid." But the bottom line
But
is
part
like,
of it was cool because you thought people were gonna like, you're like,
Yes.
they're gonna die. Oh, nice.
Oh
You
wow!
know, like-
wow.
well, and because they've been clean
Die.
and jerking and snatching ever since
exactly.
the Open.
Yeah.
And when I look at the games, I'm like, "Show me something new.
Show me.
Show me something
That's
cool."
exactly yeah.
Yeah.
Like one rep max throughout the season, and then that way we're like this year we do overhead squat. Now the next year we do clean, and then the year after that we do deadlift, and then like you're not getting the same thing over and over again.
And I honestly, I didn't mind the year we had to run, handstand walk, and then
do
you
it
had to
for-
hit
yeah,
a squat.
that's cool.
It's like how
And then we did
when
the
you're
exact same
fatigued.
an event the year after.
that's true,
Much.
pretty much. But you get to drop one person, or
Yeah.
two people. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. And then we did it again this year. We're very close.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on.
Moving on.
Well, it's your point about sanctional events, and I don't know how the programming will work, but some semifinals are now being they're calling them partner events. They're not calling them sanctionals.
Oh yeah, like
so
Rogue
they will
and
be
Wadapalooza and stuff like that. They're just
no. Like literally some of the regionals semifinals will be, for example, we're going back to having a Syndicate Crown, and Copa Sur is running a semifinal, and
so they
the
get
European event. Well, that I don't know, but it will have some other flavor, and I don't know if that's a logistical reason or. And again, and this is different than what the reason you liked it, because athletes don't get to choose where they go, but they are outsourcing some of those events, which is
the
interesting.
best thing about it is we get to go to Knoxville.
That's Orlando. The best thing about it is that it's in Knoxville again, for sure.
Where's it at in Knoxville?
Carson Bowling, I think the place it was.
Oh, the big spot. That was cool.
I thought it was the first one.
No, Thompson Bowling.
Thompson Bowling. Sorry.
Civic Center, right?
Oh, okay.
Oh, Civic Center.
Knoxville Civic Coliseum.
Little hockey arena. It was pretty cool. Not as cool as Thompson Bowling, but still
whatever.
Cool.
As long as it's Knoxville, I don't give a crap.
As long as it's 90 minutes away, you're good, good to go.
Yeah, I was pumped. I was so pumped when it came out.
And then on the flip, you'll have Masters Teens Adaptive now will have their own finals.
I think that's good. I think for everybody, I think now Legends can kind of blow that out of the water with them. Teens can do the same. The Adaptive, they'll get their own kind of showcase. Have they said weekends, or is it going to stay kind of the way it was? Or
I don't think they've announced the timeline yet.
Yeah, I think that's better. I think, like we said, it kind of gives them their own showcase weekend.
Yeah. I do too. And then it'll be really good because it'll be a definitive, we're going to have to put our foot in our mouth, or people have to face reality when you're like,
enough coverage.
Show it.
You guys are going to lose so much.
If you're going to show it, then watch it.
Yep.
Like we said,
watch it.
We held the Legends event, and you said nobody watched the broadcast. And we did a good job of broadcasting.
A lot lower engagement than you would have expected, and so but the hope obviously is that those communities do now they have a better opportunity to thrive. But this is a challenge. This is an open challenge that if you are one of those people and that's your belief, you better get your ass in one of those seats and you better go support it, or at least turn on the broadcast and go check it out, so that those can kind of flourish and grow on their own. And then for the games weekend or the games week, it makes the logistics so much easier as a spectator, as as an athlete.
Probably. That's kind of the way it was this weekend. This year though, right? It was just teams and individuals on the weekend.
The weekend, yeah. So. On the week, they have to do the way they did it, because I have competed. I think I've said this before too. If I've done both, I've competed in the week and I've competed on the weekend. I'd rather compete during the week. I don't care that I know there's not nearly as many people during the week for a lot of reasons, like. They're coming to see the individuals, and it's during the week. Some people aren't even off work yet. But I got to watch the individuals. I wanted to watch some of it too, because then I'm like, I'm not doing anything anyway, so now I can hang out and watch. And so I don't know. I mean, I think I even talked to Grubb, and he said that's the way he liked it too. Is he liked to compete during the week, and then he can hang out and just watch the weekend.
Yeah,
because they're ultimately fans too.
For sure. And I guess I don't know if this is credit where credit's due, or just if it was for me, I would do the same thing, because you're going to spend $1 bajillion to broadcast everything from start to finish, or you're going to get shit on by doing a stupid little, long view, one camera Masters feed. And so I think it allows CrossFit to do a much better job on individuals and teams, which is really leader in the clubhouse and the moneymaker, and what's going to help lead the growth of the sport.
They can bring it to a broadcast network and say, here, we have these 3 or 4 days. This is what we have. These are the athletes. This is what they can do. This is what we want to show. Instead of here's this and this and this. And they're like, holy crap.
Where do I go?
What am I supposed to do?
Agreed. Man, that's the top line notes that I got. Other than the fact that you guys are going to go to Knoxville, which I think is dope. It's cursory, it's not set in stone, but we're also gonna have some international
involvement, some flavor.
Yeah. Not with the actual CrossFit semifinals, but with the community events that are occurring in conjunction with them.
Yep.
And so
maybe in Europe.
Maybe Rich Froning might be get on an airplane, which is uncommon.
We'll see. Probably be in Europe sometime in the spring-ish.
Let's see, that's May 17th to 19th.
Is the event. We were talking about either being there front end or back end of that.
Yeah. So if you're European friends and you'd like Rich to come, maybe
comment.
do a little travel
comment
around
below,
Europe. Yeah. Shoot him a comment, tell him where you think you should go. That'll be interesting. It's going to be They call it Charpu, but I think it's close to Lyon.
What'd you call me?
Excuse me.
Scott, you look like you're busting at the seams.
I was just gonna. You talked about Leadville and the games being the same weekend, and while I love Knoxville, as CrossFit giveth, CrossFit taketh away, because the third
Amarillo.
weekend is when Knoxville is the East semifinal. It's also the same weekend as Copa Sur, and it's also the same weekend as 24 in the Canyon.
CrossFit sucks.
So you don't get to go to Amarillo.
Oh no, really?
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Man, that's 2 years in a row. Maybe
Well,
we
last
could-
time it was the Rains. This time it's CrossFit.
Oh yeah, last year got rained out. Wow.
Yeah, they moved the semifinal, which has been historically the last weekend in May, to the first weekend in June.
Listen to the tone. You're like an angry, passive-aggressive wife. That does suck.
That wasn't passive aggressive. That was actually
Just
Aggressive.
aggressive. Yeah, just bite the microphone.
You know I'm angry. Like,
Oh, dude. And then, and Leadville, straight up. I mean, you're gonna race Leadville.
I'm gonna race Leadville, so I'll be there Saturday afternoon at the games. Good luck, buddy.
And then off to the
It's
races.
like year one all over again. See my coach for
That's
half of it.
Darren. Don't do that to me.
With 10 new friends.
10 new friends. Oh, you just leaked it.
No, we talked about it already.
We didn't say how many people.
Oh, damn it.
With bleep new friends.
To be no. Yeah, 10 lucky people. That's game season stuff. I'd like to check in on the team. Do we have a fourth member?
Yeah.
Has it been announced?
Does it need to be announced? Is it that serious? No, go for it.
Is it that serious? I mean, it is your fourth member.
Molly McGrandy, she is a Mayhem athlete for at least
You've got 3 Michiganders on your team.
I know it. Everyone I know is from Michigan.
That's
You, Ben, I'm sure you got roots there. Rory's probably from there.
My wife is from there.
Yeah, she is
Yeah.
actually.
Holy
She's
I
from
mean,
like 15 minutes where I was
seriously, 50% of the people I know, maybe like 75 to 100% of the people I know, because most of the people I know are at
from. There's a
Mayhem.
lot of people that actually moved here from
So many
Michigan,
people.
yeah.
So yeah, I'm the lone wolf, the lone Tennessee wolf.
Tennessee wolf. More like a coyote.
So does Tennessee Coyote. Lone Tennessee Coyote on the team. So yeah, Molly, she went to semifinals last 2 years, and she's been following Mayhem for at least before then. So yeah, she's a perfect fit, and we've had her down a couple times, and she loves it. Actually, we did. Did you see, or did you program the workout we did yesterday for the group workout? Did you see it?
No. Was it theirs?
I didn't. Jake screwed it up. I
What
guess.
was it?
Burpee over bar, lateral, lunge down, bike, lunge back, burpee over bar.
Oh, same thing, but they did clean and jerks.
It was
or
so.
snatches.
It was 5 sets. I don't know if you guys heard this. It was 5 sets, and
1-to-1.
yep. So you go down and you bike 25 or 20 calories and come back. Whoever wrote on the board wrote the 20s. They look like a 7. She did 70 calories on the bike for 5 sets. She didn't even ask us. She goes, hey, so was that 20 or 70? And I'm like, it was 20, not 70. Don't tell me you did 70. She said, yeah, it took me over an hour to do that workout.
Oh, okay.
But she's
That
just like,
sucks.
she's,
She goes assault bike or echo bike?
it was a biker.
Biker. Oh,
She
they
was like-
changed your workout. They just bastardized
Oh,
your
it's supposed to be
workout.
echo bike too?
Go ahead, guys.
What was the workout?
You have the floor. All right, I have the floor. All right, so me and Scott, the world doesn't know us, but we're basically A-list programmers for CrossFit. The workout was supposed to be
5 sets.
five power. Originally we went to be 6 sets, and then it dropped to 5, and then it went to 4 as we were doing it because it was so messed up. But it was 5 power snatches into a 50-foot back rack lunge, into 25 cal echo, and then back. You go 50-foot lunge, 5 power snatches.
What was the weight?
135. And then it wasn't supposed to be
a good
1-to-1
workout.
rest. It was on the 6.
Oh.
So you rest in like
2
at
minutes
first it
or
was
something.
3 minutes, then it was like 2.5 minutes, then it was 2 minutes, and then it's like whatever you have left in you. You know what I mean? But it was so bad, and I sent to Rich. I was like, man, this would be a great workout for them, and he was gonna do it. And then we go out there, and they're doing burpees over the bar and biker cows, and they're using dumbbells, 250s, and I'm like, what is
Space.
this?
I will say for space.
The dumbbells
it
were
is.
for space.
I just
yeah.
don't care. It was an open quarterfinals workout that
It
Jake
was,
Walker gave the games.
Yeah, they bastardized your workout. Dude, I hate
It wasn't
when
even the
someone
same
does that.
workout. And then
I
he
hate when
he's texting me that morning, Rich. He sends me this first workout with burpee. He goes, "What do you think about this one? It's burpees."
Why didn't you make it like 5 devil press. You could have done that.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know,
Yeah.
but it was just not the same.
You're like,
And
yeah,
then-
it's good if you're doing a different workout.
yeah. So he sends me this first version, and I said no, that's too easy.
He
And
did. He did ask me. Violet woke up a little sick. I thought she had the flu, and I was like, should I go? And then he texted me. He's like, hey, what do you want me to have them do? I said, ask Ben and Scott. They have a good workout.
Yes, and he did. I sent it to him. Next day, he sends me an easier version of it. And I said no.
Too easy.
And then he sends me another version where it's like 5 rounds of 2 movements and then 5 rounds of 2 movements. But it's all like rest 1-to-1. It was like bike and lunge for 5 rounds, and it was rest some burpees and something. And I said no. I said, why are you trying to make it so easy, Jake? That's what I said. And then he didn't text me back. And then I go up there, and they're doing burpees and biker cows. I'm like, what is it, Thursday? You know, like, it's Wednesday morning. This is-
Hey, I will say, dude, I'm wrecked from that workout.
well, you could have been
I'm
more
wrecked.
wrecked, buddy.
What?
I still can't sit down right. And that was last.
Do you
it was
know what I'm
Saturday.
surprisingly wrecked from? My traps and my shoulders. So we had a meeting, me and Chris and Josh the other day, and I just had to get something in quick. I'm like, Chris, what are you doing? He's like, well, we got that meeting in 40 minutes. I was like, all right, let's go work out. He goes, we got that meeting in 40 minutes. I said, get over here. So we did 10
Yeah,
rounds,
he told me this.
1,000 bike erg, 200-foot carry with 100-pound Rogue bags, so farmer's carry.
Those things suck.
For 10 rounds. It was my shoulders just like all around them from like holding. It was bad, surprisingly bad. You need to do that one day. That's a good Mayhem Hunt workout though.
I was going to say that. Can we talk about Mayhem Hunt?
Absolutely.
Because I get so many questions about it. People are like, hey, where can I get that shirt? Or,
We're
hey,
working
when's
on
this
it.
coming out?
Ben finally got the branding guide done.
Oh, okay.
We got some cool stuff coming. I mean, programming is going to be the main focus of it, but you're going to see all of our adventures and all that type of stuff. We're actually going to start off with a little challenge. Jason, our neighbor Jason, Laura works at the gym.
Brisket Jason.
I know
And
Jason.
Drew, my brother-in-law.
I know Drew. You don't have to explain
Okay,
it
so
to
they
me.
both have from January 1st till July 1st, they got to record 4 workouts a week and lose 50 pounds.
Oh.
Both of them want to lose some weight. It's not
Yeah.
like we're pressuring them to lose weight, but give them a little goal. If they do it, we're going to pay for a hunt for them.
Oh, that's cool.
So
That's a cool
I
challenge.
need your help with that. But yeah, they'll be our kind of first test dummies. I mean, we know what we're
Sweet.
doing, but what you got, Scott?
Well, I was just going to say a lot of people were asking in comments and suggesting also, but we already thought of this. We're launching another YouTube channel.
Yeah, we're
So it'll
separating
be
our
a Mayhem
YouTube
Hunt
channel. It's
channel.
going to be a hunting channel. All things kind of hunting, you know, what we do here hunting wise, but also workouts, kind of processing stuff, what we've been doing, us
Yeah.
kind of learning it as we go, some things that we've seen. I'm trying to talk Maddie into doing some wild game dishes. She's done some incredible stuff with some bone broth,
Bone broth.
and then taken that meat and made some chili. We've done some pretty good stuff with it
Yeah.
too. So kind of be like, we're new to hunting. A lot of us are, and what we've kind of learned and shortcuts on stuff. I mean, there's a ton of that stuff already out there,
Yeah.
but just kind of our perspective on it.
Yeah.
I just did a fun little workout actually of just 12 1,000 meter bikes, and you had to just shoot an arrow in your
You
1
shoot
minute
it
rest.
again.
So it's pretty cool.
And there, I mean, from where I'm sitting, there's just so much excitement from that community around
Yeah.
it. And there's some so new friends that we can't necessarily talk about yet, but even in conjunction with the launch of Mayhem Hunt, there's
Yeah.
going to be some pretty
Mhm.
bitchin' giveaways,
Pretty
like
cool stuff.
like dream
Yeah.
giveaway type
Yeah.
stuff for people that are interested.
I mean, I think the ultimate thing and kind of what I would say Mayhem Hunt is, you know, we go on these hunts, me and Scott, especially. Ben's been part of that now. Angelo kind of hasn't yet with what we've done Western. I want people to be so equipped that you see an animal and you're like, all right, I'm going to go get it. At no point are you like,
Yeah.
it's in a nasty spot. Is it this? Is
Yeah.
it that? So, one, through the workouts, but two, also just, hey, like I said, I'm 36 years old and I'd never really cleaned anything. So we might do, you know, on the hunt video, do some of those types of things
Yeah.
to really think about and what we've learned kind of going through it, because we're learning as well. And so, yeah, kind of a one-stop shop for all that stuff. But I think the fitness side, obviously, that's kind of our specialty and what we know a lot about. And so to use that to kind of help guys. And I think, you know, at times CrossFit is a little bit more intimidating, so make it a little bit more accessible for some of those guys that are really like you're going to see Drew and Jason, they don't work out a ton and they want to like build a base and start from scratch.
I think it's a cool iteration also of the fact that I think that, well, it is Mayhem, largely because it's based on you and your character, is it encourages people already to use their fitness outside of the gym,
Yep.
right? So like
Yep.
for, you know, the decade plus that you were on the competition floor, obviously that was a main focus, was what was happening in the gym, but people probably just, maybe they just didn't watch all the videos, they didn't realize like you also played flag football and you
Yeah.
spent a lot of time outdoors. You've got, you know, you recently took up biking in the last few years, things like that. And so I think it's an iteration of that, like an inspiration for people. Some people may not be hunters, right?
No,
like,
but
I climbed a mountain last year, and the type of workouts that would help you prepare for those kind of endeavors as well.
I should say that, you know, when you see the hunt, it is a little bit misleading because you could use this. If, you know, we had some of the guys at the gym Revo and Jeff going to hike the rim to rim at the Grand Canyon. These would be perfect workouts for that. You know, like when you see the hunt, you're not gonna shoot in every workout. We might have some workouts where there's an option during your rest, like I said, to shoot, but it's gonna be just your normal. It's gonna be CrossFit style stuff. Yeah, we're gonna take just a little bit more grunt work. So
or like and like seriously speaking for myself, I've got an hour to spend in the gym, right? But I love getting outdoors as much as possible and things like that. And so I think my hope is that there's a portion of this that reminds people who've got just obsessed with being within the walls of the gym to also break out and be like, dude, if I don't go do something with all this fitness that I've accumulated every once in a while,
what's the point?
I'm just living my life in a gym.
Exactly. What's the point of being fit if you're not going to go out and use it?
Yeah. And the Instagram's already kicking out good content. I'm doing my best to kind of troll David Curtis every once in a while.
Oh yeah.
So he put up he for the folks who are curious about eating bear, he put out a recipe for the sausage the other day.
Yeah, we're going to start doing some of that stuff on our actual social too, and on the YouTube channel. There'll be a lot of that.
I found all the ingredients, but it was really hard to find bear. I went to Publix and Walmart.
Couldn't find it?
There was no bear.
You got to go to Food Lion. I think Food Lion.
Food Lion's damn it. Yep. No, ironically, get my bear at Food Lion.
I saw we should try this. I saw somebody smoke an entire deer backstrap.
What do you mean smoke it?
Like took it out and put in
right in the smoker?
Yeah, they like seasoned it and just put in a smoker instead of like grilling it at all. Dude, they just smoked a whole backstrap.
I will say, so for Angelo's bachelor party, call it bachelor party, we were just right out here. We hunted Friday morning, hunted Friday evening, didn't see anything Friday evening, but we killed some does Friday morning. So that night, what we did, or that morning, as soon as we gutted them, we took the hearts, put them in a saltwater brine, let them sit all day while we worked out, hung out. Luke killed himself. Luke went to pick up the GHD by the feet, and it's too close to the wall. After I told him not to pick up the GHDs, let's leave them. It's not the open. There's no reason to be fast in transition. He goes to grab, and when he does, the foot plate kicks off the wall. He scoped himself with a peg on the handles right in the face, and then. Right before Angelo's wedding, huge shiner.
Which, as an attendee of the wedding, was awesome because my assumption was like you guys ended up in Bangkok on your bachelor party.
Exactly.
And he's like,
that's not what happened at all. And so the heart sits all day in brines, and then we're sitting there by the fire. We're throwing some different meat in a cast iron skillet. We're just heating the skillet up as hot as it can go, throwing stuff in there, eating it, and all of a sudden we're like, oh yeah, we got that heart. So Sam goes back, dices up the hearts, and throws just some salt on it, like sea salt. Good salt, not cheap whatever. Yeah, what's
some Celtic salt or whatever?
Yeah, what's the other?
Oh, iodized.
Yeah, so it's actual chunk salt, so we get the skillet as hot as you can get it. Throw some butter in there till it's like burning. Take one of the hearts all diced up, throw it in there, and just kind of like move it around a little bit.
So good.
Some of the best meat I've ever had.
Seriously,
surprisingly, taste like filet.
So good, so tender.
Oh, it was incredible. So. Don't sleep on heart. And we actually ate a little bit raw too. So
it's
rite of passage.
Nice, dude.
So I was amazed by how good that heart was.
When I first tried it, I was like, I've been throwing this away with all the other guts. I'm like, this is not a gut.
This is not a gut. This is heart. And then we were watching. There's actually a meat eater video of how to clean it and how to get all the kind of the fatty stuff off of it. So pretty good.
Elk heart for wild game dinner.
Yeah, elk heart.
Oh yeah, for
sure.
Yeah,
we still have it.
It's still in the freezer.
It's still in the freezer, and it's like the
huge,
size of a grapefruit.
The heart is so good. It's so tender. It's the best steak on a deer, in my opinion.
Yeah. I'll say I've had a lot of fun this fall actually deer hunting. Where usually years past I'm like, no.
It's fun if you have the right group of guys.
Right group of guys, and you kind of got to know that you got about 2 hours in the morning and about 2 hours at night. Like you don't have to. I've sat a couple times all day and I can't do it. We about had it perfect on those days. We sat till 9 or 10. We all killed, or not all of us killed, but we killed something. Went and cleaned them. Came back, hit a hour and a half, 2 hour little workout session. Then we went back out in the woods. So it was a ton of fun.
This is a serious question.
Serious.
We've kind of joked about it in the past, but so Mayhem Hunt's coming.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly you're excited about it. A lot of our podcasts have been geared that way. Are you going away from fitness?
No. No, heck no. I think, it's just a different part of my life, and fitness is obviously one of the main things that we do, and why not? Like I said, I think the part with the hunt thing is that guys, girls that want to go out and do that stuff, at no point do you ever want to question, can I go do that? Like, I'm ready for it. And so it's the same thing. Huh?
I'll quit fitness for it.
Just hunt?
Yeah.
Just hunt all the time?
Is that an option?
No, but you got to hunt with your fitness.
Is that an option? Oh, yeah, I'll work out, but I'll quit fitness.
You just need to accumulate.
I'll quit competing.
Yeah. No, that's what Leadville is, I guess, now for me. Like, I've, the games, everybody's like, are you going to do masters? And I just didn't, I tried to do that last year just to see if that was still there, the individual side of it. And I don't enjoy that. I'm going to do that Fresh Coast. What's the event?
Classic.
No.
You renamed it the Fresh Coast Classic.
They did rename it?
No, you did.
I renamed it the Fresh Coast Classic.
It's Fresh Coast Fitness Festival.
See, that's really hard. The Fresh Coast Fitness Festival.
I'll
do some team, some
right.
partner stuff, some team stuff, and go have some fun. Like, I'm gonna do it with the same group of guys, Jay Webb and Swift. It's time to get in shape for that. But I want, I do want to have some fun doing fitness instead of it being. I've had a job. It still is a job. Like, I still enjoy working out, and I still like making up hard workouts. And I need a challenge, and for me, that's what Leadville is. It's a different challenge. I got not that I got burnt out competing. Like, it's just a different chapter in my life. But I'm not a huge goals guy. I'm like, no, I got a 3-month goal, 3-week goal, whatever it is. But I need a target. I need something that's difficult to kind of train for or something to kind of look forward to. So I think we're going to do some off-road triathlons, sprint distances this spring. You're in, right?
Yeah, I mean, especially if you're not doing 24 in the canyon, dude. What a bummer.
I'm so disappointed.
Yeah.
We'll do the Mayhem on the mountain again.
Yeah.
But this time it's going to be you do 1 lap every hour until you can't. It's last man standing.
I'll be out at one. Like, maybe you can give me an hour and a half.
I'll be back after my first lap
12
in 90
hours.
minutes.
Yeah, and I think, I've said it before, but I think you, more than most people, if anybody really truly love training, you know what I mean? Like,
I just
even to the
love
point where you're weird, like when you travel, you're like, I have to work out.
I have to work out, man. It's just who I am. It's in my, our values, but also my personal values, faith, family, fitness, service. But fitness is a huge one. Like, everything suffers if I don't do something. Like, that's just who I am. It's what I have to do is move. Yeah. And so, that's never going to change.
Love it. And then there's probably going to be a lot of crossover, right? Like, they were telling us about the shooting.
Oh, Total Archery Challenge, which we're talking about, with the mountain bike trails, making an option, like, we'll obviously still mountain bike on them. We'll have to make sure people are not clear on the trails. But putting targets, 3D targets throughout the trail, the way you can shoot, walk, hike, all that type of stuff. So a little crossover.
That's going to be super cool.
It's going to be a little like extreme world. But also, I mean, I look at those hunts too, especially the Western style ones, as things to train for. Yeah. As hard things to do. They're not easy. Like, you look back at our fall in archery is some of the, like, physically some of the hardest things you do, emotionally, mentally some of the hardest things I've ever done, and the rifle hunt as well. Like, physically it's not easy, and so I just enjoy it. It's fun to get out there.
Yeah, the total archery thing is I'm really excited for that. Like, I know, so I've been checking their website like every freaking day just because they say the Tennessee dates are coming soon, and I've never really looked into it, but my brother-in-law, he's like, he freaking loves it. Like, that's like what he does. He's done it since he was like 10 or 12 years old. And so he tells me about it every time we're talking. I was like, dude, all right, I'm going to look for it. So the Tennessee date's supposed to come out. I don't know where they do it, but setting up the course here is going to be a lot of fun.
It'll be fun. We need to get that as soon as season's over.
And like, it's like perfect. It's literally perfect for going out west because you can even start here, put on a ruck and hike out there. And then you could even like say, hey, will you go set up the target for me? I can go set the target up in a spot where you don't even know where it's going to be.
Yeah, well, and start hiking. We've talked about is just have the targets in different spots, but then have different numbers that you can like shoot from that make like it different difficulties. Yep. So
well, man, gotta just bite my tongue. We've got a partnership that'll be announced next year where like there'll be a lot of those opportunities. So
super cool.
Stay tuned for that. Sort of a hard right turn, but separate but related because me and Scott talked about it. Prove me wrong. Joe Rogan shooting the Tesla truck is not that impressive. Like, I think that my F-150 could hold up to an arrow.
Let's go try it.
We can try.
I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna do it.
No, I think it for sure drills right through it.
You think?
I'm positive.
What?
All the way
I
through?
don't even know what
He
happened.
shot a broadhead at the Tesla truck, and it did like nothing.
Bounced
Really?
off. Yeah.
Like just a little
But I
smudge.
just think it's fake news. I'm like,
I don't know, dude.
Broadhead's gonna eat through
Broadhead's
the
gonna
side
eat
of your truck.
right through the side of your truck.
we put money on it.
What's the
I don't
money
wanna
go
be-
towards?
My new truck.
I don't want to put money on it.
So
I don't want to talk you into
actually,
it.
in that vein, this was just kind of funny. We did this. So group of guys that I play fantasy football with, I played flag football with. We went to college together. So there's 10 of us, and I've known them. Pretty much everybody in the group I've known for at least 15 to 20 years, some longer. So we did this. This is just an idea for next year for you for Christmas. So we do an auction draft when we do fantasy football. You have a $100 salary cap to go towards your players. And so we did this year. It's basically Dirty Santa, but it's credit card roulette. And so you have to buy a gift card to an obscure but not impossible place to use the gift card, and you have to use it on yourself. Okay? And if you used, hold on, I'm about to tell you the top 4, I think, were to get an extra $5 on your salary cap, you have to use the card, and you have to use it on yourself. You can't be like, so one of them was Victoria's Secret. You can't go buy something for your wife and be like, I used the card. You have to actually buy it, try something, and whoever bought the card made up the rules for said card, what you had to do with it. So like the Victoria's Secret one is he has to go pick something off the shelf, $25, try it on, and take a picture and send it to the group.
Oh, no.
And then buy that, so like that was one of them. It was pretty good, but that one's kind of like you could still fudge it and be like, oh, I went and bought something for my wife. Number 1, I'll say the top 3 are all pretty even. Armpit wax.
Ooh.
Oof.
Tattoo.
You ever had anything waxed? Did my
Yeah.
back one time. Never again.
Never again.
Oh man.
$25 gift card towards a tattoo.
Oh fun.
Spray tan.
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
I did the spray tan. Austin got my spray tan. So those were the top 3, I think.
And that's funny. So that's not even the punishment for the league.
No.
That's
These
just
are
a buy-in.
and you don't even have to use it technically.
Yeah, you just get $10.
You just-
Oh.
Yeah,
So
but you get $5 more towards
okay.
your salary cap if you spend all 25. I got a Fortnite gift card is what I got.
Oh,
I'm like, I
nice.
can do that with Trice, easy. I won't enjoy playing Fortnite, but hanging out with my kid, Like I'm not going to spend I can play it with him.
Would you get some new skins?
I don't know. I don't even know how Fortnite works. You have to
Oh.
show me. I don't know.
Oh, I've
I've
never
never once
played it.
I've
but
never once played Fortnite.
But I know
so.
you get like.
But that was the deal. Is like I have to create an account and I have to
Okay.
use the money towards my
Easy.
account and play it. I'm
Easy.
like, all right, that's not that bad. But a spray tan, like Austin has to take a selfie of him after the spray tan with the machine.
Spray
by
tans
him.
are kind of cheap too. Like you may have to get a few
$35.
Oh, okay,
I
okay.
went ahead.
I was
and,
like,
I went ahead and I was
He's like, with my
bro.
membership on my discount, it was actually really easy. Yeah.
I broke it. I went to where Seth works, and I was like,
Oh.
"How much is a spray tan?" She's like, $35.12. I was like, worth the extra
Perfect.
$10.
Isn't that
Okay,
a
so
real,
if that's-
a real
if that's-
tanning bed?
Do what?
Isn't that a real tanning bed?
Yeah, but they also do
They
spray
both,
tans
I'm
there.
sure.
Okay.
Most of them do both.
Dude, I don't mind saying this because she knows it. Ange will try and not tell me. I can smell it. Like I got a nose, and I
Yeah.
hate
You
the
spray
smell
tan
of
yourself? Like she spray
self-tanner.
tan, or does she go
She's
tan?
like the self tanner stuff.
Oh yeah, Hillary will do
rub-on
that. She'll be
stuff,
like,
yeah.
I'll go in the freaking shower and I'll be like, what the hell? And then my feet are orange. The
Yeah.
bottom of my feet are orange.
It's like a running joke for us. I'll be like, wow, babe, you smell really tan right now.
Dude, sometimes like I don't know if you've ever seen that stuff in the bottle when it comes out. It kind of looks like diarrhea.
No,
Like
no,
it
no.
looks gross. I'm like, you're not putting that on yourself, are you? This stuff looks nasty.
So if that's the not punishment, what's the punishment for the league? Do you have one? Or does it change?
It just changes every year and nobody ever does it. So
Ah, that
Yeah.
sucks.
well, they make it too like
Too much.
one year it was like Austin sat in the cold tub for 10 minutes, which is a good one. Like
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
gotta like some of them are like public shaming, and I'm like, I'm not doing that. If I get last, I'm not doing
Yeah.
it.
Like, shit.
Waffle House, like the original Waffle
Yeah,
House.
original
one.
That one's a
Waffle
good
House
one.
was
That's where we got that idea.
Yeah.
Or did I tell you about the one about the plane flight? I had a buddy who was in a league.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you said this.
The punishment was to fly to the other coast, turn around, and fly back.
Oh.
So you were on planes all day.
That's so bad. Just like I got a Sunday off and
Just
just, go
sitting. Exactly.
fly all
just a
day on
waste of your
Sunday.
time.
No.
I
you
love
got?
that.
We need ideas for more Waffle House-esque videos
Mm.
this year.
I was thinking. Of
I'm not
one-
doing any eating stuff.
No,
again.
no, not necessarily eating. I want
Group
people to suffer.
Hey, we talked about doing the standard.
Oh yeah. I heard you guys.
24
I
hours.
want to do.
You in?
That's a good start.
You in?
I just want people to suffer for my
Come on.
videos.
Probably not.
Turn TV
Dan
on
Bailey
in
did
here.
it by himself. This is the Rogue. This
That's
is the
crazy.
for people
Wait,
that don't
he
know.
just
This is the standard from Rogue.
Dan did it by himself.
Dan did 24
Nico
hours by
did
himself.
too.
What do you
I was-
like?
I don't know what his on-off was, but
He looked
He said he tried-
absolute like there was not life behind his eyes.
No,
And
he looked-
he
because
just
had
kept
a
going
video of
Instagram
him
Live.
finishing.
We should do a couple, like 3-person teams or something like that. 4 would be easy, not easy,
Yeah.
easier, but 3 would be bad.
How about this?
The week between Christmas and New Year's.
Yeah, I'll give you guys some money if
No.
you do it. I'll sponsor it.
No,
well,
you gotta
it
do
would
it.
have to happen this weekend. Like I leave on the 26th, and it closes on.
Yeah,
the
you're right.
Second.
I leave right after this podcast. Until when are you guys gonna do it? Till the
Not telling.
1st. I come back on the
Oh,
2nd. Actually,
I didn't know you didn't care about veterans.
I just said I'll donate. I just said
No,
I'll
no,
donate.
no.
I'll donate.
For those that, actually, like if you don't know the story, go check out. I guess it was
yeah.
Rogue Fitness, or just Google the standard Rogue Challenge, but it's based on what Tosh and his team did in
Big
in
Fish
the
Foundation.
the cross Atlantic rowing, and the
What
way
day
that
we
they
doing
did
it?
But there's a documentary on that. You guys check it out.
Ben's in. I can't do it the 26th. This is the day after. Oh, let me talk to Hillary. I might be able to do it the 26th.
I would be gone. I mean, literally.
Oh, got you. They don't want to come hang out and do it? Did we do a couple rowers in here? Turn TV on? Yeah. It's true.
I mean, you're not all rowing all the time. It's like what we were saying is like you could do 5Ks and it's like 20 minutes on, and then
Every
if you
hour.
had 4 people,
20K.
Oh my gosh.
24 5Ks.
I'd rather stick my meat grinder.
you what?
Nothing.
All right.
Yeah.
Say it with your chest.
Say it
boy.
with your chest.
I'd rather stick my meat grinder.
Heyo.
Now we can't use it. And cut.
That is the Mayhem standard.
That's the punishment if you don't do it. Oh.
And you know what you win if the winner of the standard
Oh, there's a
gets
winner?
gets to support an amazing charity.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
They get to pump their chest and do it. Yeah, Katie Henniger already posted hers. Dan, I saw Dan doing it. Who else? You said
Yo,
Miko.
did it. Oh yeah, because I didn't know what it was, and then Miko's like 10-hour check-in, 20 hours. I was like, what is going on? He would like post a picture of his rowing monitor. I was like, what
Yeah, I
is
think-
this?
I think we
That's
do
like
it.
that's a day in the life of Miko.
Oh, I
Yeah.
know it. That's
He's like,
like
he used
a
to remember he used to
dream.
row in a closet.
5K in a closet
Yeah.
for every day.
What?
It's just-
What do you do? You think?
Oh,
Yeah,
bro,
I mean, if you go,
the early
if
videos
you
of
do
Miko.
a 5K at a 2-minute pace. Huh?
That's 20 minutes.
It's 20 minutes. That's what I'm saying. And you do 1 an hour. I think you could hold that, right?
for
Oh,
3
you're gonna do
people.
it by
3
yourself?
people? No, 3 people.
When do you spend on sleeping?
Never.
Well, for the 40 minutes you're not rowing.
You never done the Amarillo thing, right? We can do that, right?
You have to Google like a day in the life of Miko Salo. That's when he first came on the scene, and he had this like
I'm not going
it
to.
was in his apartment, I think, but he literally would go
I don't
downstairs
know.
and
Yeah,
there was a
2 minutes might
closet.
be aggressive.
Yeah,
He would
row.
lay down the
205?
rower, and that was
Just
where
like
he
the
rowed.
rower just
Like, and he's just
fit.
looking into a closet, you know,
$210?
just like a machine.
I have
I
watched.
feel like you could probably hold a 2-minute pace for at least like 12 hours. And
Yeah.
then you probably fall
No
off.
way. You can't hold a 2-minute.
Well, based off Amarillo, I remember like our
never getting
times for
off?
24 hours. I was only ever like 6. No, that's not true. My that thing broke. I was an hour and a half. But every other lap, I only gained like 10 minutes on an hour. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, you're
So I
You're
don't-
talking
I don't
about
think-
like that's coasting downhill
Yeah,
sometimes.
I'm saying the fall off doesn't. I don't
Yeah,
think
but
there'd be that
you're
much of a
also
fall
that's
off.
also 40-minute laps. This is 20 minutes.
You're saying you're gonna
I don't know.
yourself not getting off the
I think
roller?
I think if you did a 5K on the hour, you could hold 2 minutes for 12.
Maybe.
I think after that, you'll probably start going 205,
Yeah, maybe.
210 for sure.
I
Yeah,
think you should
probably.
find
You
out.
probably do that.
I am. I'm going to do it. I mean, assuming
Me and you?
But Dan said his
down.
goal.
We need a
his,
third.
His goal
we
was
need Dre.
To,
I really want Dre.
You think Dre will do it?
Dre would do it.
Angela, you want to do it?
No,
Me and Ben need a teammate.
you're asking the wrong guy. I'm sorry.
Wouldn't know
That's true.
yourself.
We can rotate out
I know
film
my
it.
limits.
Yeah, you're only on the rower for 20
Let's make
minutes at a
Gunkler
time.
film it.
He would love to.
I don't want him around.
He would love to.
Oh, sorry. It's nothing personal, Josh. I just
Frank? No, Frank's got to sleep. He's old. He's out of town. We'll figure it out.
It's
We need to
not
get up
like-
some logistics.
It's not a cinematic masterpiece. You're going to be in a rower for 24 hours. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
but
Like,
you could. There's going to be some good banter
Mm.
and
well,
some
if it's
good
in here,
like
look, you got 3 cameras on
and
a
some
tripod.
good emotional like roller coaster. You know,
he's got a point.
I mean,
You're going to see some people go dark.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Angela
there.
will melt down at least 4 times.
You're in, bro.
We should live stream
When
the
will I
whole
melt
thing.
down?
Live stream the whole
Won't be
thing?
here.
Live stream for 24 hours.
All right.
It'll be like 8 people watching it at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
No, overseas, bro.
Oh,
We
true.
should start a Twitch account for that. You heard about this woman who
I started one for Mayhem.
there's no kink to it at all. She sleeps fully clothed and lets people watch, and she's a millionaire. Like, she's making millions and millions of dollars off of her Twitch streams. People just watch her sleep. Like, maybe she snores, like makes ugly sounds. Like, just in PJs, in a bed.
Gosh. Me and Tyler were just talking about this the other day, like joking around. We're like, hey, you want to get rich? How are we going to get rich? And I was like,
Feet pics.
Yeah, like, well, we got pretty ugly feet, so that's out. Maybe we'll just start sleeping. We'll just sleep with the camera on.
I wasn't gonna unveil this, but I've got painted toenails right now.
Do you?
It's the elf on the shelf.
Got you.
Mm-hmm.
We got you.
Got me good.
What's your elf's name? Are they all the same name?
We have Happy Birthday and Rosie.
You have 2 elves?
I got 2 kids. You know,
Oh, they each have their
can't show favoritism.
own. Painting your toenails?
We had Percy, but Percy disappeared last year. And now we have Pixie or Posey? I can't remember.
We also had
Didn't
one.
someone
We also had
touch
one
yours?
disappear.
Trice has touched ours many a time, so we have to put them in the freezer so they come back to life.
Oh.
Santa comes and fixes them.
Put him in the freezer.
We also
So it
had.
fixes them, apparently.
I didn't know that.
Santa, yeah.
I never
he-
had one.
Santa told us to just go ahead and put them in the freezer.
Oh, it's a complex game, my friend.
It's a nightmare.
I saw one where the dad had his head shaved.
That was
Well,
great.
Have you seen that? He wakes up.
Just
The
shave
kids
down
are
the
like,
middle.
yeah, the kids are like, they have the elf and he has the clippers and there's just like a pile of hair in front of him. They're like, where'd this hair come from? And then the dad comes and he goes, hey, what'd the elf do? And he's got this reverse mohawk.
That's commitment.
Yeah, it's too much.
That was hilarious.
All right. What you got, Scott? You about to say something?
Yeah.
I don't know how long we've been rolling. This is really comfortable now.
Oh, dude, these are great.
Since it's Thursday and it seemed like you were getting close to wrapping, I just wanted to know if you were going to join Ben and I in the contrast.
I don't think I have time.
Plunge sauna and plunge, cold plunge.
I would.
Tell us giving me the protocol. You told me.
We've changed it now to 3 rounds of 20 minutes in the sauna and 4 minutes in the plunge. We try to keep it as close to 200 in the sauna, but it's a very wet 200.
Yep.
And I turned
How
one of
do
the
you get-
plunges down to like 42. But
Yeah,
Ben and I
he
usually
did that the
share.
other day without telling me, and I'm kind of new back into it.
So
It is
cold.
infinitely. It feels like 1,000 degrees colder. Everything
Yeah.
tingles.
Yeah.
Usually Ben and I share it when we contrast,
Yeah, you
so
do.
it warms up.
Oh,
You
'Cause
guys,
there's
you guys
3
scissors
people.
or what do
They
you do?
do.
Yeah, he holds my feet.
Wait, and why? There's 2 tubs.
Well, but usually there's 3 people. Yeah, we usually have Seth with us, and so we let him have his own plunge. And
let
then
him have
Ben
the
and I-
hot tub.
We prefer to share one.
Let's just let it die right there.
And we're done.
I need to plug this.
Yeah, but that's only like a Cookville thing, and
No,
I
no,
can
no, I know.
guarantee nobody in Cookville is watching this podcast.
Really?
My
I
dad
don't
does.
think so.
Oh,
Oh, yeah,
they
Ben's
are,
dad
for sure.
does. There you go.
George Krause is listening right now. Hi, George.
Hi, George.
The bottomless Buffalo Brew mug is $300 in store.
Tell me there's a code, Angelo.
There's no code for the in-store, but it is a bottomless cup, contrary to Rich's video where he had to keep filling it up.
I burnt the ever-living piss out of my mouth doing that video. It hurt so bad.
You can go
It's
pick
still
up a mug.
burnt. That was 2 days ago.
With
Like,
this-
you know, you lose
The
your
tongue
flavor.
is like
Yeah.
numb.
And the
when you
back
touch
of my throat. I've never burnt the back of my throat.
it.
It was one of those that usually you spit it out, and I was committed to the video,
Yeah.
and I only do one take. All these videos you see, 99% of the videos you see is only one take
Take.
because I refuse to do more takes.
You're a man of principle.
You get the mug.
I am.
It's $300. Comes with the sticker. You have to have the sticker.
It's like the popcorn at the movies,
Yeah.
you know?
Bring it in. Fill it up.
Except for it's not. With the popcorn, you still have to pay $5 to
You
get
have
it
to pay a
refilled.
little bit, yeah.
That's nothing.
No, pay nothing. Come in. Fill it up.
You get only one refill each time you come in?
No.
What the?
That's why I was saying,
bottomless.
like, it's bottomless. So that's why I was saying, like, the math didn't seem to make sense
This can't-
for the consumer.
This can't
It sucks
be-
if you're the owner of the coffee shop. But
Who okayed this?
it does make if you're
if
gonna
you're
have
a coffee
multiple cups
drinker.
of
We're going to have
coffee
a
in day,
great first quarter.
Yeah.
Crushing
Margins
it.
are going to be razor thin by June.
What happens if you lose the cup, do you know?
You don't get
You
it.
don't get it. You have to have this cup with a sticker on. Like Kate made me promise that I'm going to take this sticker off after this because I didn't pay for it.
Love it.
I'm just going to use it. I promise. She's like, wait, so you're getting the $300 cup for free? I go, no. But if you're not local, use code Angela20, and that will save you if you can't come in. And
New branding
There it
on
is.
the Buffalo Brew stuff, too.
Yeah.
I got one more thing before Ben steals the show.
Oh, Ben's about to say something.
Did you guys ever have gas stations where you were from where you could buy like a popcorn for the year, a popcorn bucket?
They do that at the movie theater.
So
here.
when I was a
That's
kid, the gas station in town, it was called Wesco. You could buy popcorn, like a popcorn bucket like
Let's
that. It was
Go?
bottomless
Let's Go?
for the whole year, and soda from the fountain. So like you would just walk down to the gas station as a child and fill up your popcorn.
And get diabetes.
Yeah.
yeah,
Nice.
Yeah.
Just promoting
Pretty-
health.
pretty much.
Diabetes.
I'm glad that wasn't here.
Nice.
Dre said he's in.
Is he?
Yeah.
What day?
He's asking if next Friday.
What day is
It's
that?
too late.
No, it's not.
It is.
It's like the 29th.
January 2nd is the cutoff, right? We
Yeah.
looked this up. We'll
January
make
2nd, 8 p.m. is the cutoff.
We'll make sure, but 29th
Second
might
8
work.
p.m.
We got
was
to.
it.
Do we
That was all I
start
just-
like?
And hey, if we're being honest, like
Let's be honest.
it would be great to be on the Rogue leaderboard, but you could still support the event. at
Yeah,
Big
absolutely.
Fish
Yeah, sorry.
After,
we're just,
if you guys have to, logistically.
we're just fitness peer pressuring around here,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's great to support.
But I'm saying you could do it like you guys could do it the week after.
Do we
and
start it
everything.
in the morning,
You would want to start in
I
the.
was
or
thinking
do you start it
night.
at night? Right?
I would start at night.
I think you started at 11 p.m.
Yeah.
Do
I
it
don't know
like
about
do it like
11.
24 in the
No, no,
Canyon.
no.
8 or 9.
I
I
Let's
would
say.
start it at like 7 at
7.
night.
Oh,
Yeah.
I go from noon to noon, just like 24 in the Canyon.
No,
No,
because
because
then it
then-
ruins a whole like. At least when
Yeah, you
you
burn a
end at
day.
7,
You go right to bed.
you go right to bed.
Eat some food. Go right to bed.
Fair enough.
I think 7 to 7.
7 to 7.
So would we start Thursday night then, the 28th?
Yeah.
Oh gosh,
What do you have going on? What's happening?
it's just 24 hours of rowing.
I
What
thought
day,
you
you
knew
gotta
this.
check what day you work.
I'm working.
No, you're not.
No, I am.
Well, then we'll come row at the fire station.
You should bring
It's a
like
public
if you get the
building,
boys
we
to
can
come out
do
here with
that.
a fire hose every once in a while to make it more like crossing the Atlantic and just spray them with the hose, you know?
We should just
Pour
fill
some salt on the hose and
we should
spray
just-
the hose with
We should just
salt water.
soak the rowers.
Yes.
Soak them. Make sure
Yes.
they're soaking wet.
They're not ours, you know what I'm saying? Sorry.
It's a public building, right? Because Sam hangs out there.
Yeah, it is a public building. You
Yeah.
can't hang out there. You can't hang. You're not supposed to hang out there off hours.
No loitering.
What's off
No
hours?
loitering.
After 5?
After 5. Really, after 8, like your family can be there, but like after 8, it's kind of like
Hey,
Get
get
out.
out of here. Beat it. Yeah, it used to be after 5.
Beat it,
After 5,
nerd.
you could recline in the recliners.
that's still the rule.
Is it? And then after noon on Saturday, and then all day
After-
Sunday,
All
right?
day Sunday. Yep.
Do people really drop off babies at fire stations?
Never.
can.
Okay.
We
But you can. It's a.
you can. It's a safe haven. We. I don't even want to talk about it. This pisses me off. I don't want to talk about it.
Okay. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hit a
No,
soft
no,
spot.
no, no, no. Not people dropping off babies.
Is it
people will
'cause-
stop in to see if you're like what you're doing to make sure you're working.
Oh,
We
really?
had that at times. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
We used to not be able to go to restaurants or grocery stores on shift
Just
like-
because they.
because
Accuse you
you're
of-
wasting tax dollar money.
Yeah.
Mm.
I hate. That drives
It's
me.
really- it's
absolutely
Which, if we're
lax
being
now.
honest, you are.
Yeah, you are. Yeah.
I hear that's
It's
why
pretty
they have-
lax now in the good ways. Like I feel like it's really relaxed.
as
like
it
under
should
Benton.
be.
I heard they
Yeah.
put windows in there so you guys have something to do all day.
Yeah.
Just kind of look out the window.
Yeah.
I had a lieutenant. We could not watch anything but the History Channel until after 5.
Is that
He,
why?
just because he liked the History Channel.
Oh.
Yeah, that's ironic then that you're a history buff because maybe that would have made you hate it.
Thank you. You actually liked it.
I liked
hope
it.
a
Yeah,
little
I was
bit.
fine with it.
Some stuff is
Modern
good.
Marvels, man. We'd watch Modern Marvels all day long. But yeah, you could not. Depending on what station you were
Depending on
at,
what
you could
station you
not
were
put
at.
your feet up. Some places you walk in as soon as the guys got their like
Boom.
morning checkoff stuff to their room, out cold.
Yep.
Fair enough,
Just
though.
stand
Yeah, I mean,
Because some nights you're up
some
all
nights
night.
you're
right?
up all night, like as it should be. Like
Yeah.
as long as you get whatever work is done, who cares? You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. The thing
Easy
that
to poke holes and that kind of stuff
Somebody-
until you're trapped inside of a car.
Yeah.
And somebody needs to get you out.
I was talking to
And
Marlon.
you're like, now
he
I
said,
really like you.
He said one time they were getting, like they would do a pool where they all throw in money,
Mhm.
their own money.
Yeah.
Granted, it is taxpayer money, but it was
Yeah.
their money that they earned.
Yeah.
They would do a pool. And so one of the guys would run to the grocery store.
Mhm.
One night they wanted steaks. They're putting steaks in there. Some lady walked up to the grocery cart, took them out, and said, I'm not paying for these.
Oh wow.
Can you imagine having the balls to go up to
Wow.
that
'Cause
blew
You're
if
just,
I
you're just another person paying for.
blew my
That's
mind.
crazy.
That's
Wow.
'Cause he was in
that's
his
the instant
gear,
cringe
Yeah.
stuff,
Yeah.
too. Like,
Wow.
something bad happened to that woman.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Someone.
She
someone
needed to be
hurt- yeah.
saved
At some point.
Wow.
at some point.
So, yep. All right. Be nice to your public servants,
Yeah.
military. police, fire, all of them.
And then sometime offline, we're going to get into that baby thing. Will you
Paramedics.
drop off at a fire station? Why are you so sensitive?
That has nothing. It has nothing to do with like someone dropping a baby off. It just has to do with our inside politics.
Got it.
Don't do it.
Yeah,
You're uncancelable except for
yeah,
when you start doing that.
exactly.
There's a certain
Except for that.
context within you are canceled.
It's except for Cookville politics.
Yeah.
Well, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays.
Merry Christmas.
Be safe out there.
Kiss my ass. Kiss your ass. Kiss his ass.
Kiss his ass.
Happy
Happy
Hanukkah.
Hanukkah.